for computer exams in English. So basically today we this is our seventh video. Okay, those who miss the sixth video, you can watch in our playlist. Okay, so now with full energy, let's start our today's session. Okay, so today's first question, that is your 31st question. What is the average calorie required per person per day? Okay, per person per day in rural areas for measuring poverty. So in the I guess video number 5 or video number 6 we already learned little bit about poverty. Okay, so in that also we discussed that 2400 calories, 2100 calories, 2000 calories or 800 calories. So what is the poverty line? Okay, or we can say below poverty line. Very important term for you, right? Below poverty line. So obviously it will vary. Suppose this is your village or rural area, okay, and this is your urban area or cities. So it will vary according to this. So for rural area, it is your 1400 calories per person per day, okay, per person per day. And for urban areas, it is 2100 calories. So this thing you have to remember. So in the exam hall, in the exam, basically just remember focus on this one. Okay, if they mention here urban, then your answer will be 2100. Many students do mistake here, they confuse it because as you can see option A is 2400 and option B is 2100. Okay, so remember that like this, that urban in city we require less calorie like that, and in rural area we require more calorie. Okay, so somewhat like this, you can remember this thing. Okay, and this is given by VK Alak committee. Okay, so one committee was formed to decide that what should be the power below poverty line. Okay, that how we should measure that some person is under poverty or above poverty line. Okay, so for that they just suggest that yes, we will maintain some calories for this. Okay, so 2400 calories for rural area and 2100 of calories for urban area. And the next thing is that the basically this survey, okay, that is calculation, or you can say the all the data which is maintained for the person who are below poverty line is by NSSO. Okay, the full form is National Sample Survey Office. Okay, so periodically they conduct the survey in which they identify whether the person is below BPL or above BPL, and then the person who is below BPL, they got one card. Okay, one card they got, and with that they got some concession in buying the food and all these things. Okay, like the ration card, right? So similar thing is there. So this one information is enough. So for rural area your answer is 2400. Okay, A is answer. So now let's move to the second question. So 32nd question is, who conduct the periodical sample survey for estimating the poverty line in India? Okay, now see, estimating the poverty line in India. So just we discussed the National Sample Survey Organization. Okay, now see option C, National Survey Organization and National Sample Survey Organization. Okay, so it is given by NSSO. That is your National Sample Survey Organization. So do not get confused. Okay, between the options. Just remember NSSO determine or estimate the poverty line. Okay, in India periodically. For that they conduct the survey, sample survey. Okay, so your answer is obviously C. 33rd, which Indian institution developed the world's most affordable COVID-19 diagnostic kit, Corosur? Okay, so basically this kit is developed by IIT Delhi. This thing you have to remember. So last 12-month current affair question is there. Okay, so whenever they will mention Corosur, it will be your IIT Delhi. Okay, it will be your IIT Delhi. The next question, the first nuclear power plant in India was set up in. Okay, so first nuclear power plant. So from GK. So you should know that first nuclear power plant is in Tarapur, Maharashtra. Okay, and this is the few nuclear power plant which you should know that Narora is at UP. Now TCS or any exam you will get the question like, where is Narora power plant, nuclear power plant? Okay, so Narora power plant is at Uttar Pradesh, Tarapur at Maharashtra, then Rawat Bhatta is there at Rajasthan, and Kakrapar is there at Gujarat. Okay, so this thing you have to remember. So let's move further. Okay, so this is the question, which of the following is the highest peak in India? Okay, the very important question. Now just remember, they just told you, they just asked you that highest peak in India, not in world. Okay, so in India the highest peak is K2. Okay, that is B. And your Mount Everest is the highest peak in world. Okay, highest peak in world, just remember, because lots of confusion is there, so just remember this. That's highest peak of the world is Mount Everest. Okay, of the world is Mount Everest. Height approximately 8848 meter. Currently, it was in news. It was in news because again they measure the height and it was like this, 8 meter. Okay, so point 0.8 difference is there. So for that little reason, this was in our news. So just remember this carefully. Okay, then you know that in Nepal, it is situated in Nepal basically. Okay, Mount Everest is not in India, means it is properly in Nepal, and in Nepal it is called Sagar Mata. Sagar Mata. Okay, so compulsory you have to remember. And also some part of Everest is in India, Nepal, and China also. So in China, they called it as Chomolungma. Chomolungma. Okay. So this thing you have to remember, that in China, Chomolungma, in Nepal, Sagarmatha, and highest peak of the world is Everest, and highest peak of India is K2, Mount K2. Okay. So one by one we will see the detailed information about it, because very important question for you, as it was in news. That's why. Okay. So first, as we discuss about your Everest. Okay. So this is your Mount Everest. So about Everest, we already discussed the thing that the height of Everest is what, 8848 meter. Okay. Then next is your K2, Mount K2. So let's discuss the Mount K2. This is your Mount K2. Okay. So and Mount K2, also the name for Mount K2 is Godwin Austin. Okay. One of the name is Godwin Austin. A is there, or sometimes it is also called Kagir. Sometimes it is also called Kagir. Okay. First point. Then the second point, it is the second highest peak of the world. Compulsory. Okay, remember this. Second highest peak of the world. First highest peak of the world, Mount Everest. Second highest peak of the world, Mount K2, which is in India, Everest in Nepal. Okay. And last, that in POK basically means in POK, that is your Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Okay, it is in Karakoram range. Karakoram range. Okay, mountain range is there, Karakoram, so it is situated in that range. Okay, so this thing is important for you to remember all this thing, right? Then the third mount, that is your Mount Kanchenjunga. Okay, so Kanchenjunga, so Mount Kanchenjunga is there. The height is 8598 meter. Remember, compulsory height is 8598 meter. Okay, so it's easy to remember, right? For Mount Everest it is 8848, for Mount K2 it's 8611, and for Kanchenjunga it's 8598. Okay, so few things are there. See, obviously there are very less chances that they will ask you this, but I don't guarantee about TCS. Okay, because they TCS can ask you this question, because if they want some deep knowledge, then obviously they will ask you. Okay, and few times, the few very few for very few times the question is there in your exams. That's why I'm writing the height also, right? So Mount Kanchenjunga is the second highest. Okay, just remember, don't get confused. Properly note down each and everything. So Kanchenjunga is second highest peak in India. Okay, first highest peak is K2. Okay, this is your Everest. Second highest peak in India is Kanchenjunga, and it is third highest in world. Okay, it is third highest in world. It is situated in Sikkim. Situated at Sikkim. Okay, so first in world Everest, second in world K2, third in world Kanchenjunga. First in India K2, second in India Kanchenjunga. Okay, don't get confused like this only. Write your notes. It will be help you very well, right? So these are the important points related to mountains. And again, now Kamet, and one more thing is there, Kamet. Okay, Kamet is situated at Uttarakhand. So just remember this, that Kamet mountain is at Uttarakhand. Okay, and one is there Annapurna at Nepal. Okay, so these are few important mountain peaks you should remember compulsory for your every exam, right? So I hope you properly note down each and everything. So let's move now to the next question, that is question number 36. Okay, the Planning Commission of India was established in 1948, 1949, 1950 and 1951. Okay, so now we will see about something about Planning Commission, because very important topic again. So it is basically Planning Commission is formed in 1950, right? The ex officio chairman, ex officio chairman, okay, is your PM. Prime Minister is the ex officio chairman of Planning Commission. Very important question. Note down this, okay? And the first, now two ways are there. The first ex officio chairman of Planning Commission is your first PM. Who is the first PM? Prime Minister Nehru, right? Nehru is your first Prime Minister. So first ex officio chairman for of Planning Commission is Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, compulsory remember this. Then again they may ask you like who is the first chairman of the Planning Commission. Okay, so chairman only they can ask you the chairman also. So your answer will be again Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, so compulsory remember this. Then the Planning Commission is cancelled, or we can say it is terminated in 2015. Okay, in 2015, and then after that Niti Aayog come into picture. Niti Aayog. So you can say Niti Aayog is the replacement of Planning Commission. Basically, you can say that, right? So for Niti Aayog takes place in 1st Jan 2015. Remember compulsory the date, 1st Jan 2015. Okay. Headquarter for Niti Aayog is Delhi. Then compulsory you have to remember this thing now. Okay, very important thing for you. See. So chairperson. Okay, chairperson. Who is the chairperson? Same thing. That is the chairman of Planning Commission. The same. They didn't change this concept. So chairperson will be PM only, Prime Minister. Okay. Then CEO. CEO of Niti Aayog. Currently, the current CEO is Amitabh Kant. Compulsory. Okay. I just saw this question in RRB NTPC also. So they just asked this question. Amitabh Kant is current CEO. Okay. This is basically very popular question, because many times this question asked in AOA exam. Okay, whether it is of banking, whether it is of TCS, any. Then the vice chairman. So who is the vice chairman now? Vice chairman is currently Rajiv Kumar. Rajiv Kumar. So this thing you have to compulsory remember. Okay. The chairperson PM is there for Niti Aayog also. Chairperson PM. CEO of Niti Aayog Amitabh Kant, and vice chairman is Rajiv Kumar. Okay. Just remember these two names, along with the concept that chairperson will be Prime Minister. First Prime Minister is Jawaharlal Nehru. So that's why first chairperson of the Planning Commission is Jawaharlal Nehru only, and it is formed in 1950. Okay, it is formed in 1950. So let's move to the next question. India's first satellite Aryabhatta launched from, I hope that everyone knows that you are Soviet Union. Okay, so answer is A. So there is nothing more that we can discuss about it. We will discuss later if there is anything. Okay. Then the 30th question, the largest producer of sugar cane in India is. Okay, now from this question I will tell you very much important concept which you will sure shot get in your next 6-month exams. Okay, so long discussion is there now, so get ready for this. So the largest producer of sugarcane in India is Uttar Pradesh. Okay, then it is Maharashtra, and then Karnataka. Okay, so first is Uttar Pradesh, second Maharashtra, and Karnataka. So answer is Uttar Pradesh. Now just remember this, because it is in currently in news, so that's why it is very important for you to remember this. Okay. Okay, pay attention now. One term is there, MSP. Okay, so what is the full form MSP? Minimum support price. Minimum support price. Okay, now remember, the first understand what is the MSP. So it is the price paid by FCA officer, okay, Food Corporation of India officer, to the farmers. to the farmers. Okay, now why they pay to the farmer, we will understand. Suppose this is the farmer. Okay, he produces 1 kg, or let's say 1 quintal. Okay, let's say 1 quintal of lemons. 1 quintal of lemons. Okay, 1 quintal means 100 kg. Okay, and to produce this lemon, the cost of production is 2000 rupees. Okay, for farmer it is, the cost of production is 2000 rupees for this 100 kg of lemons. Okay, then as we discussed already in our previous video, that from the farmer all the means the production or food goes to APMC market. Okay, we discussed very important thing, that all the farmer bill, regarding the farmer bill we discussed. So that's why it is very important. So in APMC market now, okay, in APMC market, suppose APMC offer, because APMC offer based on the current market scenario. Okay, so suppose APMC offer 1500 rupees, okay, to farmer. So there is a loss of 500 rupees to farmer, right? There is a loss of 500 rupees to a farmer. So for this thing, the MSP plays very important role. So MSP basically uh, pay by government. Okay, FCI officer means government give to FCI officer, then FCI give to the farmer. Okay, so suppose it is some form of percentage is there. Okay, MSP is one percentage. So government suppose pays 1000 rupees to directly to the farmer. Okay, so now the farmer profit. So at one stage it was the loss of the farmer, right? 500 rupees was the loss, but because of MSP, now farmer get the 500 rupees profit. So this is the concept of MSP. Okay, so like this only, remember that MSP, that is your minimum support. Okay, so see, the name itself suggests or tells the meaning, that support, it supports the farmer, right? Earlier it was the loss, but because of this MSP, now 400 is the profit, because 1500 plus 1000, 2500, 2500, and cost of production is 2000. That's why. Okay, so this thing you have to compulsory remember, very important thing. And currently, as you know, before 1 to 2 months, and currently also it is very hot topic. So that's why each and everything related to agriculture we have to remember compulsory. Okay, because they will short ask, they will question. Okay, so this is one point. Then the next point is that now MSP. Okay, some I already told you the some percentage are there, but who decides this? Okay, who decides the percentage of that, and then we can use the farmer. So who decide basically? So decided by the Commission of Agriculture. Okay, so decided by the CACP, that is your Commission for Agriculture. Okay, it is, I guess, CFAPCP. Just I don't remember now. So just remember, write Commission for Agriculture, Cost and Price. Okay. So they will also, TCS also ask you like this, that MSP decided by which of the following organization. Okay, in four or options you will get the one option. So if I want to make the question little tricky, little difficult, then I will ask you this question, right? And current chairperson, I want to make question more difficult. Okay, so current chairperson is your Professor Vijay Sharma. Okay, Professor Vijay Sharma is the current chairperson. Who is a current chairperson? Compulsory remember this. Okay. Now, in terms of sugar cane, okay, so this is the price of agriculture products. Now, in terms of sugar cane, one term is there. We will also look at that, because that is also in the news. So that's why. So when there is a sugar cane, now see what farmer do. Farmer offer some sugar cane, okay, to the industries, to the industries, for obviously for making sugar, right? For making sugar. So whatever the sugar cane given by the farmer to the this industry, or we can say the sugar mills, the perfect word is sugar mills. Okay, so for that the sugar mill owner, or the chairperson of this industry, okay, gives some amount to the farmer, and it is called FRP. Okay, it is called FRP, that is your fair, very important, fair and remunerative, fair and remunerative price. Okay, fair and remunerative price. Very important, FRP full form, and it is specific to sugarcane only. So farmer give produce sugarcane, then give to the industry sugar mill to produce the sugar. Okay, and then for that the price pay by the sugar mill owner is FRP, that is your fair remunerative price. Okay, so compulsory remember this thing. So this much discussion is very important and enough for you. Okay, so just put here 3 stars. Okay, so 4 stars are there, suppose put 4 stars, and till next 6 month exams you have to revise this question on discussion that we did. So let's move further. The question number 39: which country is to play host FIFA World Cup 2022? Okay, so which country? So it is your France. Okay, so your answer is France, and in 2018 also it is France only. Okay, in 2018 it was in France, and 2020, as you know, so now currently in 2022 it is in France. Okay, okay, sorry, it is not France. Okay, it is not France, it is Qatar. Okay, so just remember this: 2022 it is in Qatar, and in 2018 the last FIFA World Cup was in France, which is won by Russia. Which is won by Russia. So currently the champion holder is Russia. Okay, so remember this, not in France. So 2022 it will be in Qatar. So today's last question. Now we will see which article of the constitution deals with the duties of prime minister. Okay, duties of PM of India. So what is the article? So it is your article is 78. Okay, so answer is B. Now about the prime minister. So for the prime minister, article is 75. Okay, so article is 75 is there for prime minister. So there should be one prime minister for the country. This is written in article 75, and the duties of prime minister is written in article 78. Okay, so a prime minister appointed by president of India, right? President of India appoints the prime minister. Already we discussed the first prime minister was Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, first prime minister. Second was Lal Bahadur Shastri. Lal Bahadur Shastri. And third, Indira Gandhi. Okay, Indira Gandhi. So this should you should remember. And prime minister is also chairman of Niti Aayog, right? Already we discussed. So this was your today's 40 question. I hope you got the questions very well. Okay, and I hope that you also wrote each and everything. So now just do this revision of all these 40 questions till now. Okay, and focus on your other sections which are very important for you, because general awareness for some exams, general awareness, that is for ATC, it is of 10 marks, but for RRB, SSC, CGL, CHSL, okay, it is of 25 marks. So this 25 marks is very important for you. Okay, so that's why properly revise each and everything that we are discussing in very much detail. Okay, and I am guarantee that from this only you will get the questions in your exam. Okay, I am sure that is from either discussion or direct the question itself. Okay, so with this I will end the session. If you have any query, any doubt, just comment down the below. Okay, and stay connected and stay do revision and stay study. All the best.